Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So, how are you doing? Stay at home, stay safe, and let's begin with perimeters today. So, what are perimeters? Before telling you the meaning of perimeters, I think we should look at a shape and then I'll describe what a perimeter is, okay? So, for example, you have a rectangle, okay? So, the area or the length of the figure is called a perimeter. This side plus this side plus this side plus this side is called a perimeter. For example, this is a playground. Okay, so you'll walk through the edges. Okay, you'll walk all this way here and then all this way here, all this way here and all this way here. So the distance you cover is called a perimeter. Okay, so without wasting time, let's begin. Let's just start with the shape. This rectangle is a regular shape and so is a square. So these two are regular shapes while all other shapes are described as irregular. Okay? Irregular shapes include shapes, okay, that do not have a solid form like a rectangle and a square. For example, this one right here. Okay? This is an irregular shape. A triangle can also be counted as an irregular shape because there's no specific form, like, it's not as solid as a square and a rectangle. Okay, now let's go to how to find perimeters. Let's begin. To know the distance covered by a jogger in this playground right here will be calculated if all the sides are added, as I said before. Okay, to do that, you need to add A plus B plus C plus D. Okay, so A plus B plus C plus D is equal to the perimeter of the rectangle, right? But then it's a rectangle, so we know that A is equal to C and D is equal to B, right? Because both the opposite sides of a rectangle are the same size, like they're equal. So A is equal to C and D is equal to B. To give them a better name, we can say that A and C are the length of they're the width of the rectangle, while D and B are the width of the rectangle, right? So we can say that D is equal to B. So you can substitute D with B. So B and B, right? And I said C is equal to A. So you can say C and C. So perimeter of a rectangle is equal to C plus B plus C plus B. Okay? Now, bring the like terms together. Collect the like terms as I said in my previous video. It's C plus C plus B plus B. When you add them, you know algebra, right? Don't you? Perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2C plus 2B. Okay? So now, but then I also mentioned this before, if you remember, that A is equal to C and they're both the width of the rectangle. Okay? So 2W. W is for width. Okay? And D and B are the length. So you can say plus 2L. Okay, instead of saying B. Okay? L stands for length. So perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2W plus 2L. Isn't that simple? Isn't that easy? It is, right? Okay, now we go to the perimeter of a square. The perimeter of a square is equal to A plus B plus C plus D, right? There you go. So the perimeter of any shape is given by adding all sides of the shape together. So that's your formula for perimeter of a square. But of course, it can be simplified further, right? It has a formula, so let's go to the formula, okay? Whenever you have a square, you know that all sides of a square are equal. A is equal to B, B is equal to C, C is equal to D, A is equal to D, they're all equal. So you can just substitute all with a. So PS is equal to a plus a plus a plus a, right? Perimeter of a square is equal to, when you add them together, what do you get? Is it 4a? Yes, you're right. So 4a, okay? Now that you have 4a, let's give a better name. Because it's a square, you can say side. Okay, this is a side, this is a side, this is a side, this is a side. So perimeter of a square is equal to 4 times side. Okay, or you can just say perimeter of a square is equal to 4s. What is s? S is each and every side. Okay, good job guys. Okay, let's go to our irregular shapes now. So this looks hard, doesn't it? Not really, because they all the formula for a rectangle and a square also originate from whatever happens here. Okay, you have a, you have b, you have c, you have d, and you have e. So perimeter of any irregular shape, let's write pi, because perimeter of any irregular shape is given by adding all sides. So perimeter of this shape right here, I don't know what name to give it. Let's call it cool. So P of K is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E. Okay, now we have a triangle. I know you can guess how to do it. Let me just show you in case you don't know. So A, B and C. The perimeter of a triangle will be equal to A plus B plus C. So the perimeter of any irregular shape is given by the addition of all sides. Isn't that easy, guys? Of course it is, and you can all do it really well. Now let's go look at some examples. Okay, let's begin with a rectangle which has length 30 and width 5. Okay, if you guys recall, the perimeter of a rectangle is given by 2L plus 2W. Okay, if that's how you get the perimeter of a rectangle, you can easily substitute 2, what is your length? It's 30 plus 2, what is your width? That is 5. And then you remember, according to BODMAS, multiplication comes before addition. So before you add 30 plus 2, you need to multiply 2 times 30 and 2 times 5. Okay, so 60 plus 10, the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 70. But then it's usually you have units to your rectangle, for example meter. Okay, so in your answer you'll have units. If you're not given units, you just write 70 units, because remember, perimeter is distance, and distance should usually have a unit of length. Okay, now let's look at a square which has side 10. Okay, before we go to squares, you might have noticed, or you might have not, let me just mention it in case you haven't noticed it. So let's just put this away for now. Let's continue with rectangles. This is your formula for a perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, PR is equal to 2L plus 2W. This, because 2 is common in L and W, you can write it as 2 bracket L plus W. Okay, so when you distribute it, you'll get 2L plus 2W again. So if you use this formula, it's still right, and you can continue your working as 2 L plus W, that is 30 plus 5. PR is equal to 2 times 35. PR is equal to 70 units. Okay, in this case meters. So you see, you get the same answer. Both formulas are right. You can use any that you think you can remember easily, because at the end, that's what matters. Whatever is easy for you, your teacher won't mind you using any of the two formulas. Okay, now we can go to a square finally. Okay, this is a square. If you guys recall or you guys remember, the perimeter of a square is given by side 4 times 4, okay, or 4s. It's all the same, as long as you remember what side means. Side means each and every shape, I mean each and every border, or each and every line that makes up a square, okay, each and every side. Yeah, the name itself explains itself, okay. So perimeter of a square, your side here is 10, so 10 times 4. Let's put meters here. So now you have perimeter of a square that is equal to 10 times 4, that is 40 meters. Isn't that easy, guys? Yes, it is. Now you know how to find the perimeter of a rectangle, you know how to find the perimeter of a square. Wow, you're doing great. Now let's go to irregular shapes. So the first irregular shape that I have here is a triangle. We all like triangles, don't we? They're really nice. So we have 3, 4, and 5 meters all. No, let's go with centimeters this time. Okay? 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters. And you're being told to look for the perimeter of the triangle. How will you do that? So the way to go is you add up all sides. So let's begin with this side, okay? 3 centimeters plus this side 4 centimeters plus this side, that is 5 centimeters. Okay, so basically you have 3 plus 4 plus 5. The centimeter just stays there. You can put it in the side so you're not confused, and then you add 3 plus 4 plus 5. What do you get, guys? 12. So that's your answer. Isn't it really easy? It is, right? All you have to do is just add, and adding is taught in grade 1, so we all know it. Okay, so let's move on to our next irregular shape that has 15 here, 5, 8, and 12. Okay, so now we have the shape. How to go around? It kind of looks hard, doesn't it? We don't know what this is, we don't know what this is. Well, it's not hard. Just label them as X and Y and then continue as you would, okay? Perimeter is equal to the sum of all sides, so let's begin with 8. So 8 plus 12 plus 15 plus 5 plus X and plus Y. So perimeter is the sum of each and every side. So when you add this, you get 8 plus 12, 20, 20 plus 15, 35, 35 plus 5, 40, plus X plus Y. Okay, so that is the only different part. We don't know what X is, we don't know what Y is. Okay, before we go around, we go to finish this one, we need to find X and Y. Okay, to find X, okay, draw a line here, okay, that is equal to X, okay, and a line here that is equal to Y. Okay, now we know one thing. We got a rectangle, and in a rectangle every side that is facing the other side is equal. So this is equal to this, okay, because we know the whole of this is 12 and half of it is 5, not even half of it, like part of it is 5. So to find X, you need to do 12 minus 5, right? So X is equal to 12 minus 5, that is 7. Now we have our X. We find Y the same way, 8 and Y, okay, but 8 and Y make up 15 because they're opposite sides of a rectangle. They're equal, okay. So 8 plus Y is equal to 15. To get Y, you do Y is equal to 15 minus 8, that is also equal to 7. So now you know X is 7, Y is 7, so let's just substitute. So P is equal to 40 plus 7 plus 7, that is equal to 54 units. Just one precaution that I have for you all is that make sure that whenever you're adding, all units are equal. Okay, sometimes one side is in feet, one is in inches, one is in centimeters, one is in meters, but that won't work. You need to make sure that all the units are the same units, guys, same units. That is really important. If you don't pay attention to the units, you might get your answer wrong. Okay, you might follow all the steps that I told you here, but just because you didn't convert your units, you might get it wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to put up some examples for you here, and make sure that you try them, and if you have any problem with them, just write it down on the comment section below, and I can help you out. And if you need one-to-one tutoring, just email me at funlearn@gmail.com. I'm just going to include that down in my comments so you guys can easily email me for private tuitions. Okay, so our first question was a rectangle. Let's put it as 4 feet, okay, and 5 meters, okay. And then we have a square with side. It's a square, all sides are equal, remember that. Just a hint for you: 10 plus 10 centimeters. That is basically 20 centimeters. Okay, so each side is 20 centimeters, and fine for the perimeter. Okay, and then we have a triangle with let's put 6 here, 10 here, and 3 here. No units, you can decide the units for yourself. And then we have an irregular shape, that is this one. Okay, so this is 3, this is 3, this is 9, this is 12. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna give you this one and this one. Look for the answer yourself, and I'm sure you're gonna do great. If you have any problem, don't forget to let me know, and I'll be happy to help. So if you like the video and you found it helpful, be sure to subscribe and give the video a like, a thumbs up, and have a good day. Bye.